Hello everybody, my name is Pixie People here again. That's really it. I've been gone for about 2 weeks, but I don't expect a lot of views on this video, but hey. Oh, anyways, just get into the video, Renee. What did I say? Oh yeah, get right into it. Anyways. So, we continue, sorry, we left off. Deku, folding the crap out of Spinner and Magnet Girl, and then, instead of him running away, like I said in the last video, the reason that was happening is because my dog was yapping. Yappa, 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 you know? You can hear it in the video. I don't know why you're watching part... I think... Don't know. Part I don't know. Instead of part 1. Or that part before this. Oh, anyways. Deku, just sticks with Kodo for a second until he realizes that the forest is on fire. So he runs into the forest before Aizawa can even tell who he is. He would have saw it if he saw if he was, you don't know what I mean. If he saw his claws out, then he would like, ooh, that's a Deku, but it's not. Then Deku just runs away, then popping out his claws and then clawing at the ground like Miguel, running like a freaking dog. And then Deku turns with his claw and then kicks the crap out of Compress as soon as he lands next to Dabi. Because he was running at Dabi, but then he saw Compress with marbles in his hands, which sounded suspicious, so he just assumed Quirk. So he kicked Compress right in the face, spinning him, slapping him against the wall, actually making Baku and Tokuami expel out of the marbles, because that just completely decimated Compress. Then Dabi then just went Prominence Burn. Didn't say it out loud, but that's what he was thinking. Then Deku just jumps over it he puts his claw on the ground and then shoots himself upwards. Then he jumps over Dabi and just lands directly on twice and just punching his skull in, basically knocking him out. Then Dabi's about to go burn twice, but Deku throws twice in the air, spikes back into the air, but this time Dabi's prepared and he's about to shoot in the air. That is until Deku is in the trees, kicks off a branch, lands back down, aggressively, basically cracking the ground. Then he runs up on Dabi. Then Dabi turns around just to see Deku about to punch him directly in the nuts. Yeah, a little Johnny Cage reference there. Bonk. Then Dabi gets his nuts blown up. Just for fairness, I'll say he still has PP here. So the X-ray can happen. So Deku does an X-ray on him, basically casts the X-ray in Mortal Kombat X, making Dabi vomit out. Then Dabi spins in the air after that nutsack, because Deku turned him. Then Deku jumped and then just drop kicked him, breaking his spine. Not breaking, more like spraining it, where he like can't walk right now, but he'll walk if he heals. Then Korigiri saves Rowan from that, because Deku's too far away from it. And Compress just lets Toga craft. Then Toga just tackles Baku go through the portal. So then, waste time. Then Deku runs through the portal as well and just tackles Toga, grabs her by her leg, and then just throws her in the chair, actually breaking the entire chair by throwing her through it. Then Baku gets picked up by Deku, and Baku gets set on his feet, and then the building is about to... Deku hears something, then throws Baku under the next to Tomura, slapping him right against him, teleporting. And remember that goo that comes out of him? Remember that goo? The goo comes out of both. Comes out of Tomura and Kurogiri doesn't have the things. Doesn't have an organ system, so it doesn't happen to him. So Deku just jumps behind the counter as well and rolls behind the counter. And all the villains as well, if you're wondering. Were also teleported out. Deku wasn't. So he just gets blown up. He gets a bit crispied on his arm. Like both arms, he gets a bit crispy. Then when he pops out his claws to realize what's happening, his claws have been metallized because it's just been burnt. Then Korikiri, while laying on the ground, Deku peels away the metal thing, wondering what's under him. Because, Korikiri's barely smoking there. And then it reveals a still 16-year-old Korigiri. Actually, Oboro. So Oboro wakes up having a smokied. You know what he looks like in the Korigiri looks in the manga now? After Spinner puts Shigaraki's face thing on him? That's what he looks like right now. But obviously having more facial features of Oboro and less Korigiri. Basically looks like he have a chin. Then Korigiri, actually Oboro, tells Deku his name, of course, Oboro. Then Deku asks Oboro if he can help him with something. And then Oboro asks what it is, since he doesn't know what is happening right now. Obviously, he kind of explains where is he and what's happening. But of course, Deku is explaining the situation to him as well. And both Deku and Korigiri look over to All For One. All For One being shocked that Korigiri is out of his cage. Of course, he'd call him Korigiri since it's Oboro. And then Deku just decides to team up with Oboro. They're never meeting, but they still have some synergy. It's mainly Oboro. Oboro makes a portal under Deku, and then Deku immediately understands. Putting out his spikes and then stabbing into All For One from the drop. Then Deku releases his claws, pushes off All For One, goes into a different portal, then cuts All For One's gut. And basically, you know that Asta moment where Asta was just teleporting all over the place? That's Deku right now. Then Oboro makes another portal to save Bakugo from the thing. But when he sees Shigaraki, he kind of saves him as well. And if you're wondering, Tomura in this version is out cold. Because Deku threw Bakugo against him. But then Deku. Oh. Bakugo. Let me think right now. Oh. Eventually, All For One grabs Deku after healing all of his wounds and is about to just clock the crap out of Deku right now. All For One's suit being completely torn up. Until All Might shows up and just clocks All For One away. Then the All For One versus All For One. All Might versus All For One happens. But luckily for All Might, Korigiri, Oboro, Sorry, I just like the sound of Korogiri than Odoro. Maybe because I'm pronouncing it wrong. But, anyways. Then the exact same thing happens where, Deku does the awesome thing and starts teleporting all over the place. And then Deku gets clotheslined. What Deku then, instead of taking the clothesline, he puts his, he puts his, he jumps completely behind All For One, wrapping his thighs around All For One's neck. And then he grabs him by his legs, tripping him, spinning him in midair. Then he lets go of the thigh grip and then throws All For One towards All Might, who is cocking up a fist right now. You know, that big chunky fist. And then does the whole, it's a smash hype. All For One then gets dead. I'm kidding, he's not dead. But he looks dead, but he's alive. Anyways, they capture All For One, and that's really it. Actually, like, legit, who could be the next villain now? Because Shigaraki's also in custody, and Dabi. Yeah, basically all the villains are in custody right now. Okay, and one of them is becoming a hero again, so. Well, I guess that's the end of the series, guys. I'm kidding. No, I'm not kidding. Um, you know what? Let's backtrack to the point where All For One got, punched and knocked out. Nah, All Might just punches a straight hole through him. Then the energy from All For One and One For All mixtures and just makes All For One explode. And that's it. That's the end. Anyways, weird ending to the series, but yeah, really weird ending. But hope you liked it. Like, subscribe, hit the post notification bell. My dad's going on vacation, and I'm going with him, so I might not be posting for a bit. Yeah, another hiatus after 2 weeks. Anyways, see ya.